Do you think Russian oil will be an option, keeping in view the American sanctions? Today, there was a news that one of the subsidiary of a Russian company based in Germany, United States have lifted sanctions on it, and that is an oil company. So far, these all countries from South Asia to Southeast Asia and other countries in the region, is Russian oil is an option?
So what we've heard from the US is that they have lifted the Indian sanction also, and India is probably allowed for a specific time period. Your thought process on that is probably in that direction, and that's probably true. Look, you have to come up with contingencies when there are shocks or exogenous shocks and shocks of the kind which kind of disrupt supplies. Not beyond Russia, if I was to think, I think Venezuelan oil would be ramped up and would be a part of the supply. So that's another chain that I'm thinking about. US has probably set in motion that as well. Then we have also heard the third position is that OPEC Plus has also lifted its delivery, and you are going to now seeing the Red Sea route being used more and more. So that is the third option. So all these things combined would probably find their way. Now, how much of the distorted or disturbed demand can they meet remains to be seen. And that's a number that, again, because right now, of course, every country has, a couple of weeks at the minimum and then, a couple of months at the max. But, let's see how that plays out. And then Strait of Hormuz, how long does that remain? Maybe a signal at some time where there is certain opening there. I recently, just in the past 2 hours, was hearing that there is an LNG ship that is going to try and pass through there. So let's see how that kind of works out. This is, I think, a ship from Qatar. So let's see how that kind of works out. So, because these are also signals from countries which are in the conflict of certain allowances, which kind of then create space for further diplomacy, right? I mean, that's how diplomacy kind of works. So we remain open on those kinds of things. But in the end, of course, I mean, everyone's got to come on the table and discuss and decide and show flexibility or, show kind of what we call a way out of the situation and, better sense to prevail and friends to, jump in and see how that option could be. There are always options on the table to move forward.